Cat Defecation by Allie Flanagan and Delaney Hantula.
Defecation is the discharge of waste materials from the rectum through the anus, also known as pooping.
What is in feces? Feces are made up of waste that was not absorbed during digestion. It is typically about 75% of water with a mix of electrolytes, mucus, and bacteria. The color of feces comes from the bile that has been changed by bacteria. A few types of bacteria found in feces are ammonia, sulfide, and hydrogen.
The digestive system is the most important system in the process of defecation because through the digestion of food, waste is produced and needs to be eliminated. The process of digestion starts in the mouth when food is masticated with the teeth, and amylase in the saliva break down carbs. Once swallowed, the food travels down the esophagus and into the stomach where bile is able to break down the food. Pepsin in the bile begins to break down proteins while in the stomach. After this, partially digested food moves on to the small intestine. It mixes with bile and pancreatic juices that use lipase, that liquefy fat, pancreatic amylase, which break down of remaining carbs, pepsin, protein breakdown, and aminopeptides to help break down amino acids. Next, it is on to the large intestine. The large intestine absorbs the remaining water and compresses the waste into feces. The feces are then pushed down the rectum and out the anus.
The GI tract, or gastrointestinal tract, is an organ system that is responsible for consuming and digesting food, absorbing nutrients, and expelling waste. It consists of the stomach, small and large intestines, cecum, appendix, colon, rectum, and anus. The gastrointestinal tract also releases hormones such as gastrin, secretin, cholecystokinin, and ghrelin. These hormones help maintain and regulate the digestive process.
This is a video of a cat defecating. The digestive tract is related to cat defecation because the digestive process ends with the excretion of solid waste. The main difference between the cat and human digestive tract is that the cat's gastric juices are much stronger.
The muscle system permits movement, moves blood, and helps maintain posture. The three muscle groups are cardiac, skeletal, and smooth. Cardiac muscle is found in the heart, smooth muscle is found mostly on the inside walls of organs, and skeleton muscles attached to all the bones. All muscles are elongated and gathered to create muscle fibers. Muscles also contain myosin, or thick proteins, and actin filaments, or thin proteins.
The main digestive muscles involved in defecation are the lower esophageal sphincter, pyloric sphincter, ileocecal sphincter, and the internal/external anal sphincters. There are also muscles such as the diaphragm, abdominal muscles, pelvic diaphragm, epiglottis, and rectum. These muscles contract and relax to help the peristaltic mechanism slowly push the feces out of the body. The peristalsis mechanism is the successive waves of involuntary contraction passing along the walls of a muscular organ, as the esophagus or intestine, and forcing the contents onward. When feces are being made in the digestive tract, the large intestine will only have a few waves of peristalsis mechanism per day. This explains why cats only defecate a couple times per day, if at all.
The endocrine system is responsible for the secretion of hormones. By making and secreting hormones, it is able to keep the body regulated and balanced. Hormones regulate growth, homeostatic control, reproductive processes, and some behavior. The hypothalamus and pituitary glands are the two glands that are most important to the endocrine system. The endocrine system aids in defecation because when the cat needs to eat, the hormone ghrelin is released, telling the cat to eat, and once it eats, it defecates.
The respiratory system brings oxygen into the cat's body and takes the carbon dioxide out of the body. The respiratory tract contains the mouth, nose, throat, and lungs. We breathe so that we bring oxygen in to help the cellular respiration process, which requires O2 and makes ATP.
The circulatory system circulates blood around the body. The cardiac cycle is a complete heartbeat cycle which pumps blood to and from the heart. Blood is made up of 45% red blood cells, 55% plasma proteins, and 1% white blood cells.
The skeletal system consists of bones and connective tissues to protect organs and give structure to the body. During the process of defecation, cats rely heavily on the spinal cords to be able to arch their backs and use the leg bones, like the femur, tibia, and fibia, to hold themselves up and support their body.
The urinary system's main job is to remove liquid waste from the body. The urinary system starts out at the kidneys where waste is removed, urine is formed, and it helps to regulate the metabolism. Next, the urine moves to the ureters, which transport the urine to the bladder, where the waste is stored. Once the urine is ready to be removed from the body, it goes down the urethra and out the urogenital aperture.
The integumentary system is the largest system in the body. Its function is to protect the internal body, produce vitamin D, regulate temperature, and prevent water loss. The layers of the skin are the epidermis, dermis, and subcutaneous tissue. The main structures of the integumentary system are the skin, sweat glands, blood vessels, nerves, hair, and muscles. Cats also add fur, whiskers, and retractable claws to this list. However, cats only have sweat glands on their paws, unlike humans who have them all over their bodies.
The nervous system is the network of nerves, cells, and fibers that send impulses between the brain and body. The action period is the short period of time when electrical membrane potential of a cell rapidly rises and falls consistently. The nervous system starts with two main branches, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system then splits into two, the autonomic and somatic nervous systems. After this, the autonomic nervous system divides again into the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. During defecation, cats use the autonomic and parasympathetic nervous systems because they are used to rest and digest and slow the system down.
The lymphatic system drains lymph from tissues and aids in immunity to protect from foreign bodies. Red blood cells clot blood, and white blood cells fight diseases. There are 3 types of white blood cells, including granulocytes, lymphocytes, and monocytes. The lymphatic system is able to maintain homeostasis during stress and disease by using white blood cells and red blood cells to fight and maintain a balance.
As a conclusion, we will have another video of a cat demonstrating the action of defecation.
Good girl.